Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm good. Thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate that.
So, before I get into the questions, with everything that's going on with the virus and everything, how are you holding along, handling these quarantine times that we are in?
We're still holding on pretty strong, man. Nothing new to report here. Everybody's staying healthy, staying safe, wearing masks, doing the whole nine.
Pretty much. It's good
How
that
you doing? How you doing?
I'm in there myself. I just got my job back about a month ago, and
Nice.
and my job just became essential. I help build adjustable beds, so I'm
Okay.
guessing you know that may have played a factor into it. I'm not gonna complain. I'm fortunate to have a job during these times and paying bills and still being able to do this radio stuff as well. So I'm very fortunate. So I
Yeah, man.
I've been listening to music for some time. I've been a fan of yours for secretly for quite some time. I've heard
Oh,
of
thank
you.
you.
I've heard of you through some mutual friends here and there, and I play your recent release song a phone. I play that.
Yes.
Um, and what I got from is you got the prime Eminem vibes with that song. Just going off, going in.
Yeah.
So I'm talking Marshall Mathers LP type Eminem. That guy. That's the little
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the kind of sense I got
Hey, man,
from you.
that's a compliment to be compared to that level, man. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that album is one of the best albums ever made. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I agree. That album just recently turned 20 years old, which pretty much
Yeah.
I'm feeling very old thinking about that. But
I swear.
yeah, I was just a young and innocent guy listening to Eminem and people looking at me funny like, why you listen to this guy? I'm like, in an odd kind of way, he's got a lot to get off his chest. I guess that's the thing with hip hop. You just get your voice heard, in some way, shape, or form. It's the most
Definitely. Yeah.
it's a provocative genre. I think it's more provoking when it comes to a variety of issues than any other genre. Other genres just want to talk
Definitely.
about love and breakups and some other stuff. Hip hop, they talk about anything. No, no, everything and anything. So, yeah,
It's all self-expression, man. Like when I wrote that song, "My Father's Testimony," not gonna lie, so a little inside info. Um, I was going through a pretty bad period of time. Everything in that song is 100% true. I was going through a pretty crazy time, and it was just this past December. And I started writing music basically to escape reality and to, you know, just kind of deal with my stress and my anxiety. It's kind of like an outlet for me. Well, it's definitely an outlet for me. But I got really drunk one night. I was at my homie's house, and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna write about this because that's the healthy thing to do. So I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. I wrote it in a day. I was like, man, I actually wrote it in like an hour, and I just went in and I wrote it on my homie's couch with a mic attached to the table, and I was using Audacity to record it. And it was just, my homie brought it back to life after I sent it to him, and I was like, I got to redo this, man, because it's way too good of a song. It's one of the more real songs, which is what I love about music is, if you're one of those artists that keeps it real and what you say, people can relate. So,
definitely keep it real, keep it authentic. Just say what you feel. all of that, man. That's what hip hop brings to the table more than any other
Oh yeah.
genre. A Father's Testimony by Th30ry, that is out right now. Digital music platforms. Go stream it. Go purchase it. Go spread about it. And I know you got some more new music on the horizon. We'll get to that. First things first. How did you get started into music?
All right. So to be real with everybody, I've actually only been writing music for about a year and 4 months now. Like writing my own music. Um, I started February 6th, 2019, and I'll remember that date forever. I actually had a really bad anxiety attack, and I felt like I was dying, and I got rushed to the hospital, and the doctor told me stress, and he was like, you need to come up with a healthy way to manage your stress. And I was like, okay, so, we'll figure that out. And I came home, and I talked to a coworker at the time. I work at a vape shop, Vapor Lab in Louisville, and I was like, I was talking to my homie. He was my boss at the time. I was like, how am I gonna deal with this? What do I do? And he was like, well, you mentioned, you wanted to start writing music. Why don't you start that? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it out. So I looked up YouTube beats for some artists that I follow and that I really admire. And I just listened to some instrumentals, and I started writing some random bars. And the first song I actually wrote came about, and it's actually on my debut album, Carpe Noctem. It's called Message. It's the first song I ever wrote. It was originally written to a different beat. It was a Mac Miller type beat. And after I got a little more confident in my own skin, confident behind the mic, I put it to a different beat and released it on the album. But it's pretty much how it came about, man. It was an outlet for stress and anxiety, man. It was a healthy way to communicate my feelings, a way to get it out, take all that negative feeling and that negative energy and just kind of focus it into something positive and productive that can hopefully, help somebody else later on.
Very, very true. One thing I always hear from artists, whether it's independent artists, unsigned artists, mainstream artists, music is therapy. You find yourself in a place that's like, I want to say something, but how do I get these words out, And just going through
Oh
that
yeah.
whole process of writing a song, getting a couple words in, and getting to the rhythm of things, and you know, and then to see it all put together, it must be very satisfying for you as an artist to go through all of that, to be in the studio and work on the song and see it come to fruition.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's 100% therapeutic, man. Like a lot of artists use it as therapy. Music, I feel, is just another form of expression. So, you have these people who write what they feel and what they view the world as, or whatever your poison. Uh, I really think that those are the type of artists that will thrive in the industry, because you make music that people can relate to. It's different. And honestly, what I talked about in my song, The Message, I was mentioning earlier, the first song I wrote, was kind of not really throwing shots at the industry, but it kind of was at the same time, like, you idolize, currently, not necessarily saying it's a bad thing, because obviously everybody loves to turn up, have some fun, whatever, and there's a time and a place for that, but realistically speaking, it's kind of tainting the youth in a way. People are objectifying women, people are doing all these things and popping pills and, drinking lean and whatever you do. And I really don't feel that is helping people relate or cope. You hear all these deaths from all these artists. They die way too soon, man, like Juice World, Mac Miller, and the more recent artists that have died, tragically. I was a fan of both of them. Juice WRLD is from Chicago. I'm from Chicago, born and bred in Chicago. So, that's it. And very, very, very talented artist. and it's just drugs really got the best of him, man, and it's sad. So you want to impact people positively, and you want to have somebody change their life, or you want to, I'm sure that you've probably heard one song throughout your life that you've been like, damn, and you really feel it, and you want to do something about it, or it influences you in a positive manner. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to kind of wake people up and just kind of spread a positive message, and at the same time make music that people can have fun to and turn up to. You don't have to make songs about turning up, off of pills and drugs and this and that to have fun, man. You can just make a boppy song that everybody can bop their heads to, and it's all good. So
Yeah, I definitely have heard some songs in my life that has really impacted me and just made me want to go in the right direction instead of the wrong direction. Music can definitely help save people's lives, and
oh yeah,
you know, you know, and while there has been some good hip hop here and there over the course of its existence, obviously, with the business aspect getting in the way of some of these artists to really flourish, to really see
right.
their full potential. I listen to the radio, mainstream radio, and it's basically mostly the same thing, and
Yeah,
and that kind of played a role into me leaning towards local music, listening to local music more. I've been listening to local music more than mainstream music for the last 5 years. I haven't looked back, and I've made some
yeah,
friends along the way. I've interviewed people as well, so local music has opened my eyes, and I'm like, man, we got
yeah.
we got we got to support these folks. They have something. All they need is some support and just someone to say, hey, check this dude out. Check out Th30ry. Check out these cats. They got something, man. Just at least give them a listen and just see what you think.
Definitely. And I mean, really, it kind of boils down to your self-promotion, too. You got to be confident in your craft.
Yeah.
So, if you're not confident in your music, really, you're already setting yourself up for failure. You have to be confident in what you release, what you, it took a while. Now, I know I said I only been doing music for about 16 months, and like writing my own lyrics and making my own music, but it still took a little while, man. Like, if you hear some of the early stuff that I have out on SoundCloud compared to the stuff that I have now on Spotify, iTunes, and all the other major streaming platforms, then you notice a significant difference in the confidence level in my voice. And, it took me a little bit to find that, man. It took some different influences. It took me meeting other artists, and I brought that to me. One artist you actually interviewed a couple of years ago, man, Ryan Watts.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's one of my best friends, man. We hang out. We actually have a collab project coming out here next month. Supposed to be released. We have a whole collab EP coming out. Me and him are just putting in work, man. And he really brought me out of that comfort zone big time. And that's the idea for my second album that's coming out next month. Is called No Comfort Zone, and it's kind of a little bit of me singing, it's a little bit of me rapping, it's a little bit of me, just experimenting with different flows, different rhyme schemes, and just kind of testing my abilities. So, I want to progress, and I feel like if I just do the same thing every single time, I get anywhere, and people are going to hear it, and they're going to be like, man, this is just the same thing that he put out 6 months ago, or, last year. Like, it sounds just like this album. Like, I don't want to be one of those people, man. Like, you hear it all the time, like The Baby, like, dude's raw. Like, I'm not going to hate on anybody. I'm all about peace, love, and positivity, man. You're doing successful. That's good for you. I'm proud of it. But at the same time, you see all the memes about it, like, switch the flow up real quick, and then you use the same flow. Like, I want to be a meme. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
The internet's ruthless. But, I really want to a positive message, and I want to promote things that people can relate to, and I want to just be one of those artists who can be remembered.
Very, very true. Shout out to Wine. Good dude. I met him last year at Cosmic Charlie's here in Lexington. I think he was one of the opening acts for Justina Valentine from Nick
Yeah,
Out. I was at that show that night, and I also met Shaki. He's an artist from
yeah, I
Indiana.
know Shaggy too.
Shout
Shout
out.
out Shaggy.
That was my first time seeing them both perform, and both killed it. I think another artist, Jim Marini, also performed that
Yeah,
night.
Joyner Lucas from Indie Cut.
Yeah, so it was a dope show. It was a dope vibe. That was also the day that Nipsey Hussle died. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that Nipsey died until just announced it. I was like, what? No, that can't be. And then I got back on the show. I'm on my Facebook and R.I.P. Nipsey. Like, no, that's
yeah, man. That one hit, man. That one hit. That's a real one right there. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle.
yeah. That's what he meant to that city. What he meant to the game. You know, Crenshaw and everything. You know, he
Yeah.
definitely spoke volumes. So we mentioned some names here and there. But who are some of the artists that got you into music? Who are the ones that, you know, while you were getting started that gave you to say I'm going for it?
So first and foremost, Logic, man. I'm a gigantic Logic fan. He, when I first started, he was actually just. I maybe have been into music for just a few months, writing and coming up with my own stuff, maybe 3-4 months, and he dropped the album Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, and the title track for that album had come out, and he like leaking it all over Instagram, and little snippets of the video and everything, and I had been a Logic fan from Young Sinatra, from Broken Infamous mixtape, he's just an amazing person. He's an amazing artist. I strive to be like him, as good as him, as well as other artists, but really he's the one who impacted me. I was all about his message of peace, love, and positivity for the whole world. His 1-800 song was epic. I know it's a little outplayed, but it was deep for those people who really felt that, because me being prior military, I served 5 years in the Marines. You deal with a lot of psychological damage, from especially some of your buddies that come home from deployments and everything like that. And, a lot of people deal with a lot of stuff, man, and people think about suicide and, people commit suicide. I'm unfortunately, witness to a couple friends of mine who had actually committed that, and it was just a terrible experience. I would never wish that kind of thought process on anybody, but, he's just one of those artists that I really enjoy. So I always looked up to him. Huge fan. I love Eminem, obviously, like we were discussing earlier, man. I followed Eminem from, the very early days. Joyner Lucas is a little new for me, but I absolutely love Joyner Lucas. I'm more of a lyrical artist. I like lyrical rap. I like storytelling rap. I like conceptual rap, something that actually has some behind it. You're never really going to catch me rapping just random bars about absolutely nothing. It's art to put a message behind the music.
Oh yeah, Joyner Lucas is the real deal. As soon as he put out "I'm Not Racist," that's when I first heard of Joyner on the BET Hip Hop Awards cipher. So I saw him, did a freestyle, and I liked it. And then a few years later, "I'm Not Racist." Like, wait a minute, that's a new from the BET Hip Hop cipher. And then I looked at
I actually heard of Joyner from the I'm Not Racist video. That's when I first was introduced to him, and I was like, which one is he? Like, is he one of the people in the video? Like, I was like, what's going on right now?
Yeah.
And he's amazing, man. He's awesome.
That was very thought provoking at its finest, and
Definitely.
he did a terrific job with that one. And then I started listening to more of his stuff, and his recent released album, Joyner. Yeah, sky's the limit for that dude, and I'm glad that he and Logic buried a hatchet and did ISIS together. That was
man.
That was much needed, and big thanks to Warsh the 5'9", one of my favorites, for helping burying that hatchet. Warsh on his verse, so and Warsh confirmed it on an interview he did. So that's that's the so Th30ry, man. I definitely enjoy your music. I enjoy what you're doing, bringing so much.
I appreciate that.
I definitely want to do a part 2 of an interview. At least after your new music comes out, more new music comes out, and we'll get to more down the road, man. It's about.
Definitely, man. I actually have a couple singles dropping in the next couple weeks. Tomorrow, Rain is going to drop, and Rain is actually an old song that I wrote back in the day, and I revamped it. Ryan actually made the beat. Ryan Watts, shout out Ryan Watts.
Yep.
He made the beat for me, and we recorded the lyrics, and it's a really deep song. It's written from the perspective of a Marine who was killed in action. He's looking down on his loved ones and his family, and the tears that he's crying is the rain. And it's a really deep song, really personal song to me. I wrote it with a couple friends of mine that I lost while I was in the service. Kept those guys in mind. So, Rain is coming out tomorrow. It's going to be available on all streaming platforms. And the very next week, on the 21st, I believe, the 21st, Till the End, featuring Ryan Watts, is going to come out. So that's going to be available as well. So we got some new music coming, and then the second album is coming out mid-July, end of July, somewhere around there. I haven't decided an exact release date yet. Once that comes out, feel free to reach out, man. I'm more than willing to come on and do another interview, man. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, man. Keep doing your thing, and we'll chat again in what around July-ish. So
I would say around the 21st, man. That's my birthday. What's up? But around the 21st of July, I aim to drop that album. Who knows? It might even drop on my birthday. We'll see what's going on. But definitely sometime middle to late July, No Comfort Zone by Th30ry is going to drop.
Yep.
I'm very excited to release it. It's a huge, groundbreaking progress, that I've made with that album. So I'm really excited for the public to hear it, man. I'm hoping to get some good feedback of it.
I'll definitely keep an eye on it and give it a listen, man.
Yeah, man. Let me know what you think. You know where to find me, man. Just keep in touch. Let me know.
All right, will do. You take care of yourself. We'll chat again soon.
All right, man. Have a good one, all right? Stay safe.
All right.